You have a clicker.
Yes, you have a clicker, right? Here you go. And then if you don't mind walking into this, and then whenever you're done, we're gonna pass it on to our team leader to take it,
We
okay?
just have one for the two of us to share.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only one we have. I'm sorry.
No, we'll just pass it back and forth like that.
Oh, yes.
I think you start, so I'll get this. first. And I've got the clicker.
Because well, first, I just got one.
Well, no, we can just. I think it's just for the lobster, not it's for people on here.
I'm taking adjustments right now. Either the ring digger or Y strap.
Oh.
Nope.
Okay, we're ready to start?
This seems so quick.
I guess.
You go ahead. We're good.
But thank you all for having us. I'm Dr. Lindsay Onan,
And I'm Dr. Ellen Collins.
and we are with Brain Family Chiropractic. We are chiropractors. We are not public speakers, so we're gonna keep our day job. We'll take the pity. If I could see you nodding along occasionally, I would appreciate it. If we have a couple of bad jokes mixed in, I would love. Thank you, I like you. And if you hear me stutter, stumble over my words, no, you don't. So let's get started.
So in the United States, we have the #1 healthcare system in the world, right? When it comes to doctors, equipment, research, trauma and crisis care, we are #1 in the world, right? Unfortunately, that's only about 1% of our overall healthcare, right? Now, the other 99% is our regular checkups, your doctor's visits, going to the dentist, all those kinds of things. And when it comes to that part of our healthcare, we rank, I believe it's 78 out of 85 industrialized countries in the world. Okay, so not as good. But a lot of times when we go to the doctor, they take what we like to call a symptom-based approach. And that means that as long as you have some type of symptom that equals poor health, okay? So if you remove that symptom, then you've improved your health or you're healthy, right? Which we know is not always necessarily true.
So we like to talk about the fallacy of feeling good. Leading causes of non-accidental deaths in the United States in 2023 excluding COVID-19 related deaths were heart disease, cancer, and stroke. Dr. Ellen, can you tell me the first signs and symptoms of heart disease, cancer, and stroke?
It's heart disease, cancer, and stroke.
Do you think does that resonate with everyone? You knew someone that was perfectly healthy up until that moment that they had heart disease, cancer. Were they perfectly healthy?
No.
No, they just didn't have those symptoms. And how often do we base our health just off how we feel? And healthcare shouldn't be based off of how a person feels. So you can be unhealthy and not have symptoms. And then on the other hand, you can be healthy and have symptoms. So has anyone ever had a fever? Okay, it doesn't feel good. You feel terrible when you have a fever, right? But a fever is actually a good thing because it's the body warming up enough to kill off that virus. So a fever is actually a healthy response. Has anyone had food poisoning? Sorry, talking about that. We're talking about feeding. Okay, the reaction is terrible. Nobody likes to get sick, but what if you didn't have that reaction? Your body's getting rid of those toxins before they cause further damage. So even though you feel bad, those are actually really healthy responses.
So what is health? Right, not a single definition defines health as how we feel. Most of them are talking about our optimal function, and then of course, we always like to talk about your innate intelligence, which is just that inborn wellness that you have, right? Your body's doing all these processes all the time that you don't have to think about. you'd have to think about your heart beating, your lungs breathing, cuts healing, right? The body's doing that all on its own, okay? And that innate intelligence is there the day that you're born, it'll be there the day that you die, and it's constant throughout your life. But that optimal function is what can be variable. Now, this might be a little bit easier way to think about it, right? On the, I guess that would be the right side, there's Mr. Billy Joel. And we pick him to be our representative for innate intelligence, because he's gonna get it right 100% of the time, right? He can play it forwards, backwards, upside down, blindfolded, ears covered, he's got it. Okay. Now, say we're gonna go to Billy Joel concert and they're setting up his piano and they dropped it and now it looks like this, right? Keys are stuck, keys are missing, pedals not working. But they're like, oh, he's Billy Joel, he can make it work, that's no big deal. But he sits down to play and what we think we're gonna hear isn't necessarily what we're gonna hear, right? So same thing with our health, even though that innate intelligence is there, gonna get it right 100% of the time. If you don't have the structure and the function to back it up, then you won't have that health that you're looking for.
So what does this mean? Health is not about symptoms. Health is about the structure and function, and health is your birth. You were born to be healthy, you were designed to be healthy, but for some reason, we continue to accept these pains and aches and illnesses as normal.
So what is limiting that function, right? We said innate intelligence is working all the time, so what's limiting our body's function? And this is a word that some of you might have heard if you've been to a chiropractor before, right? This is a subluxation. So that is a misalignment in one of your spinal bones, putting extra pressure on a nerve in that nervous system, and affects the communication between brain and the rest of the body.
So causes of a subluxation. So there's physical, chemical, and emotional stressors. So physical things, the car accidents, the falls, obvious posture, those physical things, those are the things that we think about today. Chemical stressors also cause subluxations and misalignments of the spine. So anything that you breathe, anything you put in on your skin, anything you ingest, and then emotional stress. Does anybody have stress? Those can cause subluxations as well. Does anybody ever feel like, oh, I hold my stress in my shoulders? If I say that, you actually probably have subluxations up high in your upper back and down low.
Now, it's not always one individual thing that causes these subluxations, right? Sometimes it's things that have built up over time. So let's say in high school, we got a sports injury, but we're young, we can handle it, no big deal, in a week or two, I'll be feeling fine. So we kind of move on. And then in college, we get into a car accident, but same kind of thing, we're young, I feel pretty good, a day or so later, no need to worry about it, no need to call the insurance, right? And then now we work a job that is very stressful, right? So all of these things kind of add up over time to get us in the shape that we're in. Now, this is Mr. Christopher Reeve. Okay, he used to play Superman on TV back in the day. And he had a very severe horseback riding accident, right? He got what they call a hangman's fracture, which is when you fracture this top bone up here in your spine. Most people do not survive that type of fracture, right? Because it's going to cut communication off from here all the way down. Now, he was very lucky that the people around him could keep him stable, keep him steady, so they could get him to a hospital. But he did have to have an artificial respirator for the rest of his life. And while there was nothing wrong with his lungs, right, no injury to the lungs, they were perfectly fine. It had lost that communication from the brain. There was nothing going to those lungs telling him to breathe. So he did have to have the artificial respirator to help him. Now, obviously, these are not the type of subluxations that we're dealing with in our office. This is much more severe, but the concept is still the same, right? Any kind of miscommunication between brain and the rest of the body is going to affect the way that body functions. Now, these are a couple of nerve charts, and I think this is the one on the right is the one that we always think about. I guess it would be your left, or yeah, your left. Because we know that those nerves come out of our spine, go down into our hands and our arms, so to go down into our feet and our legs. But a lot of times we forget that they go to all of our internal stuff as well.
So this is my favorite chart. It just explains where the nerves come out from the spine and go to various organs of the body. Excuse me. So the nerves in your neck can cause headaches. They go to eyes, ears, salivary glands, sinus cavity, thyroid, and then it's your arms, hands, and fingers. Middle back, heart, lungs, stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas. And then the low back, bladder, bowels, reproductive organs, and also down to the leg. So we don't want these pain problems to turn into health problems. And then signs of a subluxation. So these are things that if you came into our office, we would check for to see if you have a chiropractic problem. So there's 5 parts versus pain and tenderness. The second is muscle tension. Sometimes the muscles will even spasm because they're just trying to tighten up to protect whatever's going on in the area. There will be some inflammation. With inflammation, the body's going to give off some heat, and then there's also a fixation. So if the joints are stuck, you just can't move in all ranges of motion. And then common sense tells us something only goes away when what's causing it goes away. So problems that we have, patients that put it off for too long, they wait too long to get checked. So an example is if you came in here and there was a water spot on the ceiling like this thing. Don't worry about it, it'll go away. What's it gonna look like in 3 months? Bigger, okay? What's it gonna look like a year from now? You're gonna have a gaping hole in the ceiling. So how much less time and energy and money would it have been to correct it when it was this big versus waiting until it's huge? Oh, waiting until it's huge. And you all would never do that. You would call your roofer. You wouldn't let it get to them. And then patients that continue to cover things up, like taking the Tylenol for the everyday headache. There used to be a Bayer aspirin commercial that literally said for the normal everyday headache. Who thinks having a headache every day? Somebody does because they put it on TV, they put it on the commercial. But we know that that's just continuing to cover up the symptoms. It's like if you had a big, beautiful flower garden and somebody parked their car on the water hose that went to the garden. After so long, what's gonna happen? The flowers are gonna die, right? So then someone gets the bright idea, they're gonna move the car, the water is restored, the flowers come back to life. So did you do physically anything to the garden? You just remove the interference. So that's what we as chiropractors do. We remove the interference from the brain to the rest of the body so that it can do what it was designed to do in the first place.
Now, I think we are out of time.
Okay, correct.
So it went a little faster than we thought, but we do have some certificates of health for all of us. So this lets us do your entire new patient consult exam films if you need them for just $49, which can be a big help to people. So we will kind of leave these up here for you guys because I know we're out of time. But thank you guys for letting us come.
Thank you.
Feeling like for sure I need an adjustment.
No, we don't.
Yeah, that whole like stress in your upper whatever, shoulders and neck and everything else. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Anybody else want a water bottle? All right, guys. We are gonna jump into team meeting. We've got one, water bottle. Let's have some water bottles. Great. Thank you, guys. Okay, we got all kinds of goodies. We have their postcard, so y'all go get a checkup and an alignment, see how you feel. Okay, we've got a birthday this week, which is Tony Ward. Is that today? Yeah. Does anybody have Tony's phone number, like programmed in your phone? Yeah. Let's try.
Yeah.
It hasn't answered my phone yet. She's gonna be like, Jackie, I have my clients coming.
I know.
Okay, does everybody know what we're gonna do when Tony answers? Yeah.
Birthday.
We're gonna sing happy birthday. And if she doesn't answer, we're gonna just leave it on, we'll just say happy birthday on. Yeah. Who does that?
Might not answer you because it's about money.
Not taking Jackie's call, they want that commission check. Hey Jackie. Hey Tony, how you doing? Good, how are you?
I just want to say happy birthday.
Hey Tony,
I have some friends here who also want to say it.
here we go.
Happy birthday to
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday to you.
There you go. I hope you enjoy your day, and everybody's really glad that you answered my call, because they were afraid that you would be in trouble. Thank you, Tony. Thanks, you're awesome. All right, okay, let's do some bucket fills. Bucket fills, just if you guys, just a reminder, I know I remind you guys every week. This is an opportunity to celebrate a win that you have had, or appreciation or gratitude for something, or to fill somebody else's bucket for something that they have done to help you this week. So who has a bucket fill? Not everybody at the same time.
I got one,
Okay.
always stay on top of me, tell me how it is, getting on, being mom, here for it. Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Don't make her come chase you down. All right,
I have one for John Bentley.
John Bentley.
I'm seeing your name come through a lot with our affiliates. So you're utilizing our affiliates and you have several listings that are in the works I know of through that process. And so you're a busy man, and I just want to say, good job.
Like it. Thank you, John Bentley, for leading the way. Anybody else? We have time for one more. Bucket fills. No? Anybody want to share a win you had this week? Anybody want to pat yourself on the back and share a win? Wow, you guys are quiet today. Okay, we'll keep going. All right, well, happy late Mother's Day to all of the mothers in the room. And our team wanted to do something nice for you guys. And I know that Mother's Day for lots of people has a lot of different meanings and emotions. So we wanted to celebrate. We are holding space for wherever you landed on Mother's Day, right? So if any of this qualifies for you, if you're a mother or you lost a mother or you're mothering a child that maybe you adopted, or at whatever level Mother's Day applied, we'd love for you to come up and get a rose. Oh, come on. I know there were some mothers in the room. Cherry Granger, Michelle, Beth, come on, Jamie.
Well, it is a rose and it will.
It does have thorns. Madison asked if we were gonna take the thorns off, and I was like, yeah. Oh, there's another. There's another. Huh?
You have to be a mother.
No, you can take one. That's what. Thank you. Aww.
You know, there's a day called Father's Day. I don't know if you're aware of your.
It's the first one.
Anyway, happy Mother's Day. I hope wherever you all were 2 days ago, you had some sort of reflection, celebration, quiet time, or chaos, however it landed for you. So happy Mother's Day. All right. We are going to be giving away today a $25 Amazon card. Okay, we do this every week. This week, here's how you're going to qualify. Next Tuesday is career night. So if you want to get entered in to win our $25 gift card today, you just need to scan this QR code and share the career night event on your Facebook page and invite all of your friends. Remember, we do have scholarships for free real estate licensing or pre-licensing courses. And we have those in actually Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. So anybody you know that would want to participate, share it, and we will enter you. You guys not want $25 free? There's a lot of phones up. Come on. You guys are just independently wealthy, I guess. Yeah, scan the QR code and then share the event out on your social page. All right. There, we got it. That work? QR code worked?
It did work.
Madison's crushing it today. Okay. All right, so I wanted to take just a minute to share this with you guys, and this is probably my own ignorance that you're gonna benefit from. I had not dove into, you guys know that every Keller Williams associate gets Canva Pro.
Yeah.
Right? Does everybody know how to get to that? So it's just a me thing, but I'm gonna show you anyway, just in case. So Canva Pro for our associates looks a lot just like regular Canva. You're just gonna go to, that didn't work. You're gonna go to, let's see. It's canva.kw.com. So canva.kw.com. And then you're gonna log in to this Canva account with your regular KW associate credential. Okay. When you do that, you guys will see, well, that's what's in mine. I sent out last week, I played around with a listing presentation and just shared that template in social media. If you guys are looking for ideas, but let me just figure out what I'm looking for here. What am I looking for? Templates. Look at all those projects. There's stuff in the projects. I was looking for kind of the brand. So when you click on brand, you guys will see all kinds of brand templates that are already designed, whether it's a listing presentation, a buyer consultation, letterhead, logo, or business cards, Facebook cover, like if you want to update the Facebook cover for your social media page. So you guys can go in and find lots and lots and lots of templates that you can quickly modify for your business and share, schedule, post on social media. Anybody have questions on this? You guys are all way ahead of us. Okay, cool. All right. All right. Okay. So we're going to get back into kind of the meat of today's team meeting. So today, Sherry and I have decided to host our top 5 takeaways from the Kentucky Derby. When team meeting is over, you guys are welcome to get a photo with Sherry. We would love for you to take photos with Sherry. If you're not into Sherry, we also have Jose. So you're welcome to stick Jose on and have a photo with Jose. Okay. But you guys will have these a little note section in your packet. And we're just gonna kind of like talk through this a little bit, and then I have a couple of videos. How many of you guys watched the Kentucky Derby? How many of you guys, you did? Or you were there? You were there. Oh, you weren't? That was just AI? I was like, there, it's AI. Yeah. How many of you guys, when you watched the Derby or you watched a clip of the Derby, felt like there were lessons we could learn from that? Yeah. Anybody get emotional? Or is it just me? Every time I watch it, I get emotional. I don't know why. There's something about the adrenaline of crossing that finish line that brings emotion. So I'm just going to walk you through 5 kind of takeaways that I put together. Some of this is with the help of AI, but also did a little bit of research, and I thought there were some good things we could learn from this. So number 1, preparation matters more than hype. Preparation matters more than hype. So here's the thing. The Derby is really loud. It's very chaotic. It's emotional. There's a lot of pressure. Would you guys agree? And under stress, horses and jockeys are expected to perform at peak performance. Like they have to quiet the noise and really lean into their practice, what they practice. And so real estate is the same way. Do we have distractions? Do you guys have distractions? Do you have tough negotiations? Do you guys have inspection issues, market challenges? Yeah. I put low active inventory because you guys know low inventory is a trigger. There's lots of inventory on the market. Interest rates, emotional clients, right? So top agents stay calm because they practice the fundamentals over and over and over, and they know exactly what is going to happen based on the practice, or they at least know they can focus on what they can control. right? So the lesson in step number one is your confidence is built through repetition, not motivation. Is confidence important in our industry? What do you guys think? Why is confidence important?
Shows up.
Where does it show up? In your knowledge, brings confidence.
You said, how does it show up? Or
Yeah, how could being confident or not having confidence show up?
It would help you, I mean, if you're confident, especially with your clients and stuff, they feel more at ease.
Yeah, they can tell, right? If
It
you're-
shows up in
They're
your conversation.
in good hand.
I feel like you're in good hands. If you're nervous and worried and not sure what you're gonna say, they're gonna be like, man, this agent is a nervous wreck. What's going on here? Right? So I looked at, you guys can see there in the little snippet, it said Sherry spent over a decade working as a horse racing assistant, learning under some of the top trainers before starting her own barn in 2018. Since then, her horses have won her more than 33 million in career earnings, and now she's the first female trainer to win the Kentucky Derby. So how long has she been practicing to win this race? Probably her whole life, at least 10 years. And still, they kind of won it by a long shot, right? So I put in there in the notes, just if you haven't gone and watched, has anybody gone and watched all the video clips, or is this just me? Yes, okay. Jose Ortiz has tried for years to win the Derby and finally captured his first Derby victory after more than a decade of competing. How do you not get emotional? It's crazy to me, just the resilience that these guys bring. That is truly what it takes to master the art of the game. And that is no different than our business in a lot of ways, right? We don't become a celebrity or the first place performer overnight. It takes lots of practice, preparation, and dedication to see that result come over time. All right. Number two, every horse has a great team. Every horse has a great team. So, my takeaway here, and you guys can see this, does everybody know who the guy on the left is? In this picture? He's the horse's handler. He's the horse's handler. So if you didn't see that video, which I don't think I have on here, he actually got emotional too when the horse won the race. And he's the guy that feeds the horse and takes care of the horse and all that stuff. But that's their team. And so owners, trainers, jockeys, there's a lot of people that come together to create a winning team. And so it's the same thing in your business. No top producing real estate agent succeeds alone, right? So great businesses require lots of different things. I put in here operations, administrative support, it could be transaction coordination, it could be marketing, accountability, it could be coaching, right? Coaching with Beth, that's a big part for many of you guys, culture, leadership. It could be those vendor partnerships that make you look amazing, right? So many agents stay stuck because they try to be everything in every area instead of using great systems and putting great people around them in their business. So that's kind of the takeaway here. The lesson is you grow faster when you stop trying to win the game solo. What do you guys think? Any observations or anything you would add to that one? Is this true? It's true? Yeah. We see agents go further faster when they just decide that they're probably not the best in every single part of this business. And they start to leverage the things that get in their way. They give it to somebody else so they can do more of the things they enjoy and are really good at.
It's hard for most entrepreneurs.
It is
Turn
hard.
anything, to turn something over someone.
Yeah. Not sure why. We struggle with that. Control, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing. Okay, I think my next one, I've got videos on the next three. You guys wanna watch a couple videos? Are you guys videoed out on Kentucky Derby? We can watch them? Yeah, okay.
Yes, he's already started moving out down the backside. He was 5 or 6 behind the last horse. Great ground saving trip by Jose Ortiz. Sometimes when you're that far back, everybody makes a decision on the end. A lot of open lanes. Now he'll shift him out as he knows he's going to run into trouble if he doesn't. And he takes aim on his brother. And what a tremendous kick by Golden Tempo. That's a lot of ground to make up on the stretch of the Kentucky Derby. He's 7 or 8 points back at the top of the stretch still. The numbers of how far he ran are going to be amazing, right? Wow. And this is the pedigree of this horse. He has been dead last, second to last in almost every race he's run, but made a charge like this in a moment like this, a historic moment, Big Luck. Truly, Mike. There he is.
Wow.
This is, he's already started moving out down the back.
Okay. You can be honest if you watched that 25 times. I have. I didn't even watch the Derby, but I'm now into all the things. So here are my takeaways from that. So this one is position changes everything. Position changes everything. At the Derby, horses that burn too much energy early typically fade by the end. And so great jockeys know how to position themselves strategically before they make a move. Did you guys see him make that move up the left side? So it's very similar to what we do in real estate. Like not every part of our business deserves the same amount of energy. Would you guys agree with that? Yeah, like we have to really think about where we're going to put energy. Not every lead needs the same amount of focus. Top agents know exactly where to spend time, who to follow up with, and when to push and when to pull back. And they learn that as a skill, right? They learn that in practice. Top agents also understand their big rocks or the most important activities to focus on every day to grow their business. What are some of those activities? What's one of them? Lead gen. Yeah, lead generation. Top agents know that every day their job is to come in and find new business so that they can continue to have a business. And then I put in here just strategic positioning creates momentum. You know, obviously we've got some niche things up here like luxury and first-time home buyers and investments and social media. Social media is a great way to position yourself to get momentum. But the reality is for each one of you, your strategic positioning in your world is probably going to look different. And are you really thinking through, like, where do I need to be and how do I need to show up to generate and capture top mind share, but also referrals, right? So the lesson in this one is the right position actually creates leverage. Hustle without strategy creates exhaustion. So if we're just running around the track with no strategy, it's going to burn you out over time, right? And so you guys will see at the bottom this little stat, known for his tactical precision and consistent success in major racing circuits, Ortiz has been one of the leading riders in North American horse racing history since the mid-2010s. 2010. This is his first Derby win. He's been a top performer since 2010. Yes.
One of my observations was from the video, the commentator says, I can't wait to see the stats on how far he ran. Because he talks about, and if you think about it, he had to run much further than the other horses to go out and around. And yet he still ended up in front. And I think it's a good analogy to what we have to do sometimes in real estate. Sometimes we have to take a roundabout way to get to where we need to go, right? And somebody may ask you to maybe go a direction that doesn't feel like it's the right way. But if that person, like that jockey, knows what he's doing, that longer route might be the right one. Be willing to know what you don't know and be led, be teachable, right?
That's really good. It is a shorter run on the inside corner, right? Yeah.
On the rail.
Yeah,
It's a lot shorter.
he wouldn't have gotten through that way.
Yeah,
Right.
he had to take the long route.
And didn't he kind of take a risk going outside?
Huge.
And at some level, like he they stepped out and said, we're gonna just run for it. Crazy.
Gonna make her cry.
You're gonna make me cry again. I don't know why the Kentucky Derby makes me so emotional. It's just it's the heart, it's the resilience, man. Okay, so I love this one. The races won before race day. So I'm gonna show you this quick video of these guys. So that's just the brothers, right? You guys know that the two guys were brothers that got in first and second place. So my takeaway on this, number 4, the race is won before race day. So Derby winners aren't created in 2 minutes, right? They're built through years of training, conditioning, coaching, discipline, and preparation. In real estate, closings are won long before the contract is signed, right? Your database, your follow-up systems, your scripts, social media presence, your market knowledge determine your success. And the agents who suddenly explode usually have spent years preparing. And what I added here was never underestimate the people you surround yourself with. And the lesson is daily habits beat occasional intensity. But I love this. It's a little bit about some things we've already talked about, but I had a video. Anybody watch the video of the mom of the 2 boys? Did you watch that one? She's like beside herself because her 2 sons, I mean, this has been their life. And when it ended and they interviewed Jose, he was like emotional and he was like, I wish my grandfather had been here. It's like that whole family had been around about this moment probably for his whole lifetime. Pretty cool, right? But I thought it was cool. They're running, he passes his brother and he gets the fist bump or the arm grab. Pretty cool. Okay, so little tip or little nugget if you like facts. Sherry became the first woman ever to train a Kentucky Derby winner, but her journey took decades. She worked under other trainers, started her stable in 2018 with 8 horses and slowly built credibility over years of effort. I shared that, but again, this all takes time and it absolutely wasn't just one that day. And I'm going to show you this one because this one I have probably watched 100 times. Okay, so you guys know the video I'm getting ready to show you, right?
Yeah, screaming.
Yeah.
Swear, car cry.
I cried all of them. So I've watched it about 10 times where I watched Sherry, and then I probably watched it another 10 or 15 where I watched the girl next to her, who actually just sits there with a straight face, and then all of a sudden she sees him go outside, and you see her realize like he's gonna win. It's pretty fun. So we're gonna just watch this one, getting all your Derby. Look at the girl. She's like, get outside.
Why her face changed?
Macy. That's her daughter on the right. We need to watch it again or we good? I just let it play in the background when I'm in my office doing lead gen. Yeah, so yeah, it's really cool. Number 5 is nobody remembers who started in last place. So some Derby winners are overlooked and underestimated and not favored. We know that this runner was not the favored winner for the race. But when the gates open, execution matters more than expectations. And so in real estate, how does that correlate to us? Like your past production does not define your future. So if you've had a hard 12 months or a hard 24 months, like you can literally choose today to run your play or run your race. Like it's all in the choices we make in each moment. New agents can outperform veteran agents. We know that. The number one agent in this market center was not licensed 3 years ago. That's crazy. Not crazy in a bad way. It's crazy in a good way. That means that anybody can get in this race and win it in your business at least. And then a difficult season can become a breakthrough year for you. You guys, we're coming up on mid-year 2026. I don't know how the first part of your year looked, and at some level, I really don't care. I mean, I care for you, but it's now behind us. So the question is, what are we gonna do with the next 6 months ahead of us? And how are you gonna let that actually define 2026 for you? Market shift, momentum changes, and leaders emerge in every market. So the agents who stay consistent with lead generation, their database, and just managing their business appropriately will eventually separate from the rest of the field. Okay, so the lesson here is, it's not about where you start, it's about how long you stay committed. And my observation, or my nugget down here, you know, there was a lot of chat about her being the first female winner, like a bit that went out immediately. But it's interesting, when they interviewed her, she didn't really get hyped up on that. You guys notice this? She said, I just consider myself a horse trainer. She said, I hope my win inspires women everywhere and proves that we can do what we set our minds to. I immediately thought of Gary Keller. Like, Gary has always said, one day when he's gone, his tombstone or whatever will say, I was a real estate agent. Like, all the other things we could define our business by at the end of the day, like she just said, I'm a horse trainer. And she wanted to be the best at what she did. So keep it simple. Get into who you are and how do you become the best in your field regardless of anything else. Any other observations on any of these 5? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you save it for, one of the sellers, actually my first slide. It was a phenomenon known as the razor's edge theory, which I've studied for a few years. And it basically says that success can be as fine as a razor's edge. And what I've always found interesting is that derby races or boxing fights or UFC fights, for example, Gordon Tempo won 3.1 million. But if you look at the second place winner, Renegade, 1 million. So that correlates to a 210% difference in earnings. Yet when you look at the replay, it was really just a net. So obviously Gordon Tempo isn't 210% better. In fact, if you look at the video starting, thought he was dead last. So to me, that says, you know, for listings specifically, it's just showing up, doing small things, incrementally better, 0.5%, 1%, because I mean, no one remembers who doesn't need the listing or close by or the for sale sign, all the things, right? It's actually the difference is razor's edge, which is showing up and doing all the things consistently. So that's what I said.
That's really good. I love that. This is Doug Phillips, by the way, and Doug is going to be teaching a Keller Williams University level training right after this session. Win with sellers. He traveled in from Ohio to teach you guys today, so just thank you for that. I love that what you said about 1% better every day. And actually, guys, that race could have gone 1,000 different ways. I mean, somebody could have tripped, that might not have gone around the side. Like, it's just sometimes both, but this is in Bo's email signature. I think it says work hard, think lucky. At some level, if you put in enough hard work over time, you're gonna get the desired result. Just, are we getting 1% better every day? The razor's edge. Very.
Also reminds me, Gary Keller says that probably the greatest real estate agent to ever be in our industry is not even licensed yet. Right?
Yeah.
We need to remember that while our past production doesn't define our future, what someone has done in the past, regardless of whether they've been in real estate or not, doesn't define their future either. So don't discount somebody who is coming into real estate, who is coming from a nursing background or coming from a car sales background. Like, they might just be the next thing.
Bring it with you, pull it forward.
Yeah.
I love it. Anybody else want to share just an aha observation from those 5 Kentucky Derby takeaways? Was that fun?
Yeah.
We need more caffeine in this room.
Well, I will say this, being a new agent, it's a challenge to stay disciplined.
Yeah.
Big difference between discipline and motivation. You lose motivation real quick, right? Because you have to stay focused on what you do each day. That's what I keep reminding myself. Because I feel like I'm making progress. I'm just not where I wanna be. And that's frustrating. That's a big challenge,
Yeah.
you know? So-
Well, and a lot of times with new age, any agent, you're doing work every day. The result is up there. So it's like, can I get up and talk to 10 people every day for the next 90 days, knowing that it's gonna generate 8 pieces of business? Or like Breakthrough 120, can I talk to 10 people every day for the next 120 days, knowing that it's gonna generate 9 listing or buyer agreements? That's that's close to $100,000 in income. So how many of you guys would do something for an hour a day if you knew that there was $100,000 of income waiting for you 4 months from now? That's the discipline, because we all want the 100,000. It's, are you willing to take the hour a day to make sure that it happens? And then that's where Beth is chasing you, saying, have you talked to anybody today?
Sure.
Yeah, it is discipline, right? Discipline. Okay.
The one that stuck with me was hustle without strategy creates exhaustion. And there's so many things that are taught in this building that relate to any facet of life. Like, just be on a growing mentality and just be ready to learn and keep your options open. And that one was, if you're just spinning your wheels, it's not necessarily meaning you're going anywhere. But if you can write a plan and keep coming back to the plan, it's going to make a bigger difference. Write things down, stay focused, come back and check if you might think you're being focused, but maybe what you've been doing has really started striking up. Yeah, write down, pay attention.
Busyness is not business.
Yeah, being busy is not being productive. Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Like, making 20 flyers a day for open houses does not mean we got a piece of business today. That makes sense? Yeah, all good things, but some things are gonna be more, help you move your business forward faster. Okay, I feel like we got some good takeaways from that. And if you guys wanna sit with me and cry and watch Derby videos all afternoon, I'll be over in that office, yeah.
Tony texted me. She said, thank you for that, it made my day.
Aw, that's so great. Thank you guys for singing to Tony. Okay, so Thursday this week, this is a big day, and I know probably all know this, I'm preaching to the choir, but Thursday is Red Day. We are going to be meeting, this is important, I'm gonna give you some instructions. So take notes if you're coming. I think we have about 50 people RSVP, which I'm excited about. We will be meeting here in the Market Center at 8:30. 8:30, we're going to have your Red Day shirts available for you. Meridian and Homefront helped, they're gonna be some of our sponsors for the whole day. So we have Red Day shirts for you. We will have breakfast for you here. We're gonna take a group photo and then we're gonna go out to our work site. We have 2 work sites. One site will only take 6 people. It's kind of a low impact project, okay? We're gonna be doing handwritten notes and giving live plants to what is the name of it? Magnolia Springs, which is an assisted living facility. So you guys will stick around probably around 9 o'clock, set in the training room. You're gonna do handwritten notes and then go to Magnolia Springs. You're gonna be able to drop a gift to each one of the residents. And then they have some low impact flower planting in their flower beds outside. And we have 3 of those 6 spots already spoken for, so if you're one of the other 3, you're on the list. I think is Dana on the list, but Sherry's on the list. So see Madison after if you want to do low impact. The rest of us are gonna be going to Clark County. And we are doing a project with community inclusion, in a new space that they either purchased or leased. We're gonna be doing painting, cleaning, landscaping, and all kinds of other stuff. The 6 low impact workers are gonna come out there when their project is done. We're gonna have lunch together. And then we'll probably have some light things they can do. And then after the whole day ends, which I think will be 2 or 3 o'clock, we're gonna head up to Local Taco right over there and have a happy hour as a Asian community. We'd like to see you guys before happy hour. I'm kidding. You guys are like, I'll be at happy hour. So that's Red Day, that is Thursday, the staff and the market center will be closed, it's the 1 day a year that we close the office to go out and serve the local community, okay? But please come in here at 8:30 for the photo and your t-shirt. The t-shirts we give you guys, they're sponsored by Viridian and Homefront, but if you would like your t-shirt early, or you would like to make a donation to KW Cares, because we have an initiative happening, I'm gonna show you, we will give you your t-shirt today. So if anybody makes a donation to KW Cares today, Madison's gonna go ahead and get you your Red Day shirt. Otherwise, the rest will be here on Thursday. May is Culture Month, and our goal was to raise $890 per market center across the world in celebration of Mo Anderson's birthday. The #1 market center in the company for donations actually gets, you guys ready? They're gonna fly Mo Anderson out, and she's going to teach a training in person in that office. You guys, does everybody know who Mo Anderson is? Go research that. She was the president of Keller Williams for 20 years. She grew our company from like 10,000 agents to 170,000 agents. She did it through culture, and she created the KW Cares nonprofit organization. Okay, so I wanted to share this with you all. Interestingly, Pivot Shift Ahead is a Facebook group, and they are not going to qualify them. Guess who's in the #1 spot in the country right now? Keller Williams Commonwealth, like this office. You guys see that?
Yeah.
That's us. There's somebody right behind us by about $1,000. So we have an opportunity right now to get some donations and stay in first place. Okay? What are you guys thinking? Y'all are staring ahead like,
And we need to stay in first place.
we need to stay in first place. We would love to have Mo Anderson. If you don't know who Mo is, there's a picture of her hanging outside of my office that says we rise by lifting others or something. She is amazing, and having her here would be amazing. So,
What's the date?
it's for the month of May.
She's also a best-selling author.
Yep, she wrote a book called A Joy-Filled Life, which is just her journey of basically doing all these amazing things she was never qualified for. She was a farmer's daughter and a
Yeah, I think the tagline is from being a tenant farmer's daughter to the CEO.
Yeah,
She has some MRA to talk about.
yeah. So if you guys would like to make a donation, we have a QR code over here by Sherry. Sherry is wearing our shirt for this year. And just make a donation, show it to Madison, and she'll get you your Red Day shirt early. Wanted to give you a little something for the donation. And that is our plan for this week. Okay, I want to touch on this real quick. We are almost out of offices in the market center. We just had actually begged somebody to give their office up. And so we have 2 small offices, 207 and 211, and I have 2 small team offices, which is 212 and 216. The pricing is up there. If you guys are interested, see Jackie. But we do have a group of agents now coming into the office in the morning, prospecting. I think Oksana is in here at 7:30 every morning on the phones. And it's awesome to be in here. Like, just come in, have a dedicated space to do your lead generation. While it's an investment, if you sell one house as a result of you getting up and coming in and working in a dedicated space, it's gonna be a 4 times return on your investment. So we see it as a great investment in you and your business and giving you an opportunity to really put your head down and focus, okay? Next slide, Keller Williams has released all the social prompts for the month of May. So if you need ideas for that, you can find these at outfront.kw.com. And they have just stuff you can post on your social media feed every day, ideas and great content that you can put out. And they do that every month. So like if you, and usually there are templates in Canva that match those posts. So if it's a holiday, you'll go to Canva, you'll find the graphic for that and be able to easily share that out on social media. Mega Camp, we're in tier 1 pricing until July 15th. So if anybody's going to go to that event, it's happening August 17th. And then I wanted to talk real quick, next week at team meeting, you guys don't miss next week, okay? I'm gonna spend our time in team meeting talking about how you take one listing opportunity and turn it into 4 additional pieces of business. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a little preview of how I just did this. I wanted to test this, and so basically I listed a house about 60 days ago. I don't really sell real estate, but one of my neighbors called me and said, would you sell my house? So I went out and I listed the house and it went into multiple offers. And first of all, we priced it strategically. I told them they had a price and I did the comps and I felt confident I could get them about 15,000 more than what they thought. And they agreed to let me list it for 15,000 more than what they thought. And so then we got into multiples and we got another 10,000 above list price in multiples. So they made $25,000 above what they thought in their mind their house was worth. So do you think they were happy?
Yeah.
They were happy. And actually they're very conservative. He was worried about it not appraising. We probably could have gone a little higher, but we stayed there. So during that transaction, the other agents were calling me that didn't win the bid saying, is this gonna close? Because my client really wants to live here. And I said, I'll let you know if it doesn't. Does that happen? It happens really often. Actually, one of the agents went to the Bluegrass Realtors page and made a post and said, hey guys, I have a client that wants to live in this neighborhood, or this neighborhood. Does anybody know of anything potentially coming on the market that we could get access to? How you guys have seen a post like that before? Have you guys ever seen somebody ask for inventory? Is this a yes?
Yes.
Okay. So I thought I'm going to test this. I just want to see what's going to happen. So I go into my neighborhood Facebook page and I basically made a post. It was a Friday. I said, hey, everybody, my name's Tara. I am a licensed real estate agent. I've been licensed for about 19 years and I live here in the neighborhood. And we have several buyers that are looking for inventory in this neighborhood and they're having a tough time finding it. If anybody knows of anybody thinking of selling their house, would you have them reach out to me at this number? Okay, what do you guys think happened?
People reaching out.
Well, I told you this. Obviously. So 3 people called me and said, my neighbor is gonna sell their house and actually you should probably go talk to him. So I thought, let's just go see what's happening. So I actually booked appointments. Saturday I had 2 appointments. I actually took an agent with me. Somebody asked to shadow. I told the story to somebody and they said, can I go with you on the appointment? Because I want to see what you're gonna say. I said, sure, come on. I had to put a listing presentation together because it doesn't exist. It had 2017 on it. So I did that and I shared that with you all. Did everybody see the listing presentation I made last week?
Yep.
Did that in Canva because I had to have something. So I go out, meet with first person. By the way, why were they not on the market? Does anybody want to guess why that seller was not on the market?
Waiting for a market change or something.
she said, I wanna sell my house, but I'm afraid to put it on the market because I'm not sure if I'll be able to find something to buy. How many sellers have that thought? 100% of them, just put a big 100%. It's our job as agents to educate the sellers on the process. So I say, hey, that's not a problem. I've never had a seller be homeless, ever. We can easily put your house on the market, get an offer on it, and negotiate a 90-day closing window, which will give us about 60 days to go find you a house to buy. And actually, I'm in your house today because I'm looking for a house for some buyers right now. Does that make sense? So she's ready to list her house. Went to the oh, by the way, she knows another neighbor that wants to sell. Went to the second house and she, same thing. Called me yesterday and said, I'm ready to list my house. Will you sell it? So I'm telling you guys all of this for a reason. I'm gonna flip to the next slide. And the next slide is I have, I need. And many, many times we've done that slide and I have said to this room, if you need business, you should be writing down what people need and going out and prospecting for it to find off-market inventory. How many of you guys have heard me say that before? Sherry's like, yeah, lots of times I say it. And I just proved to you guys that it works. So if we go to I have, I need, and you guys have buyers looking in specific neighborhoods and you share it in this room, the rest of y'all should be writing it down and then go out on your social media and say, hey, we have 3 buyers. We have 3 buyers. They're looking in this price point, in this neighborhood, in this price point, in this neighborhood, in this price point, in this neighborhood. Who do you know that might be considering selling their house? That makes sense? What's your observation from this?
Have confidence to reach out and to use your, like your tools and your resources that are available.
Yeah. And so actually, I got up Thursday morning and I called one of the top agents in this office. One of them I called at 6:45 a.m. to tell her to go do this. The other one I called at 7 o'clock, she's still in bed. And I said, I gotta tell you what I just did. And while I'm on the phone with her, she goes to her neighborhood page and makes the post. And before I hung up the phone with her, 2 people had texted her to list their house. So this is, I'm gonna tell you what shadow inventory is. Shadow inventory is, it's May 12th, and we have neighborhoods full of people that wanna sell their home right now. They're just afraid to put it on the market because they're not sure they're gonna find something to buy. It's all over this market. And so we gotta go find it. And then we can educate them on, my job as a buyer's agent is to find you off-market inventory, and you have the tools to do that. So that's what we're gonna talk about next week. You guys come back. I'm also gonna teach you how to list a property, and we're gonna go through the 14-step marketing strategy to generate leads. Because when you take a listing, you should get 3 or 4 more pieces of business. Not just sell the listing and go, woo-hoo, I sold a house. We should sell 5 houses from 1 sale. And then we're gonna talk about what we do when these properties go under contract to generate, pull all that shadow inventory into your inventory. Sound good? So, quick, because I know we have a class. So Doug is gonna be teaching right after this one with sellers. But before we do that, I want you guys to take like 3 minutes. Get out your pens and papers. We want to do some I need. So if anybody has a buyer looking for inventory, let's share it in the room. And let's all go out and prospect for off-market or shadow inventory. And if you have a listing coming up, share it so we can sell it. Sherry has something.
I have a buyer that is parents are moving here from Arizona to Winchester. We're having trouble finding a property to buy that's ranch with a 2-car garage that's had, updates that I want to overcome during their 80s when they don't want to deal with these brothers. So that's what they need. And then I've got another one that's looking at over 600,000. They want a house in Clark County that has a little bit of like has some acreage, and And I brought out building workshop, detached garage or something like that. And there's something my house is over there today. So, those two, and then I've got 2 listings coming up soon in Richmond, but
Anybody else have a buyer need or a listing coming? Wanna share? Well, I will be honest and say I have a listing coming on the market in Autumn Ridge. It'll be 525 and it's a ranch on a walkout on 0.63 acres and you have 40509. So if you've got somebody that wants a big lot in Fayette County,
is it 2-story? Is there a maximum?
it's a ranch on a walkout, so the first floor is 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Basement is 2-bedroom, bath, its own secondary laundry, kitchen and living room. I will, yeah.
Oh, I must be on Smith like that. Same thing, and go back, multiple.
Okay, guys, thank you for being here. Please wrap, I don't wanna even let you out of the room, but I know you probably need to run to the restroom, but please come back and spend as much time as you can with Doug today. He's a phenomenal trainer and he's got, in my opinion, it would be one of the better Keller Williams University trainings because it is gonna focus you on how to go get listings, how to win with sellers. So, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you next week. Do this again.
Friday, I'm having my little meeting because it normally be on Thursday, but it's Thursday. But we'll keep talking about 401ks and what you can do with it as it was an agency.
What time is it?
Friday at 12.
Friday at 12, how to do your 401k with Sherry here in the